Hey guys, I'm down here, now I'm up here. I want you to follow me. I want you to tune your ear. Deuteronomy number 18. Add that up, you'll get a 9. 9, it represents a conscious number. This is generally when you're hooked up with God, okay? And this is, of course, what I claim to be, all right? This idea that, that I've been seeking this basically all my life was to be able to interpret the Bible. I've always thought that the Jesus character in the Bible was meaning anyone on earth could be this Jesus. But then again, I was just singling one person out of everybody. And our Bible tells us that every one of us are this guy, or this possibility of Jesus, male or female. And because it is a product of the mind. And it's all about our mind. And so what I did was one day decided to really look at the Bible, try to find out and see the things that other people saw. Other people were like teachers and things like that, people that taught me how to look to see the spiritual words. Well, I looked at them and looked and looked and I looked and I looked and looked and I tried. I fell asleep several times, but eventually it came through. Eventually something came through and I was able to see and understand what they're talking about. And it's only gotten easier as I've gotten on. But this connection to God, I really do. It's hard to just say, yeah, I'm connected to God. I can say that, because I'm now it's like, yeah, I feel really connected to God, But what you get when you finally make it over to this other side is you get the knowledge. You get this word that you get the spiritual side of the Bible. You don't follow the other side. The other side is the word, but along with the word is the spirit. And for a good long time, that side of the Bible, the spiritual side of the Bible, was blind to me. I couldn't see it. I couldn't hear it. I was really wrapped up in the way and in our Bible. It snared me. It took me away. It took me on these long trips, and this idea that, one day Jesus was going to come and save me. I understood I could wait forever and ever. I'm just happy. I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with everything. I would go to church every Sunday. I spend about half of my life and time and earnings sharing with the church. I'm talking like, above and beyond the normal amount of time, energy, and money, and my talent. This idea that God came first, and it always was like this for a good long time. I absolutely love God and Jesus. All right. So to see me do a complete flip, I didn't even go back and help this old church of mine take down Lent. I stopped out by a couple of days ago because my friend Tanya, she calls, she says, we need to have, it's after now, everything's done, but the stuff is still up. So I had to go to hell and take care of hell for a little while, I think it's all right that I do it because, I'm on this understanding that the letter side of the Bible is real important, or you're not allowed in to play, And I know that very well because I don't do the lottos, and they say you got to play to win, But I just don't. I've never been having, and so I don't. But in the process of all of this, I did get a really cool thing, and even though I'm afraid to talk about it to my friends and those guys that are close to me because they think I'm crazy and a nut, I can talk to you guys out here in the real world. In this electronic world, because I don't see your faces, and I could just tell you and show you how how it was, and that I got this wonderful little thing, all right, and why you should take some kind of listen to me, all right. And I say that with some humor, because you don't have to listen to me or nothing like that. This idea that you can do this too, So it's like, oh my goodness, So I'm sharing something that you can do too, just like Jesus says. Where you go, I go. What you do, I can do, or what I can do, you can do, and even more, because we carry Jesus with us, because we can go even greater things, because yeah, he's our soul. He's our soul. Are this Jesus, all right? And so I want to read the Deuteronomy to you, all right? You can see it if you haven't already been reading on it. I'd like to go yada yada over the first four, but this is a short one, and it's talking about the priests, Levites. All the tribe of Levi shall have no part nor inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the offerings of the Lord made by fire, and his inheritance. So that's the beginning. The priests and the Levites these are the guys that tend to the tabernacle, all right? The brethren, other parts of us, and they're not counted in these whole stories because they take care of Israel. They're in charge of the tabernacle. They're in charge of that particular part of us. That's the Levites. And they don't have to inherit everything. They already got God. That's what it says. That therefore shall they have no inheritance among the brethren. Remember, whenever they were dividing everybody up, so and so camps at this side, and this one camps here. The Levites were in the middle. That's they didn't get counted with everybody else. All right. It says, and this shall be the priest's due from the people, from them that offer sacrifice, whether it be an ox or a sheep, or they give unto the priest the shoulder, the two cheeks, and a maw. This is representing three on here. Three is our body, so it's taking all of us. All right. And we are the sacrifice. This is what the Levites say. If anybody comes in from any of these gates, this is how it shows up here. I don't want to tell you, because I know this. I know this thing. All right. On 4, it says we're supposed to give up the first fruits, also of thy corn. That's the child. And corn is about this food, the meat. This is about this inside of us, this the Kundalini system. All right. So, and of the wine, and of thine oil, and the first of the fleece of the sheep. These are the things that you're supposed to give up. This is the skin. You got to give up that fleece, got to give up that skin. All right. And then 6 is a Kundalini number. 6 is about, climbing that ladder. And it says, and if a Levite come from any of thy gates out of all Israel, where he sojourns, this is, where you're hanging out. This is the world around us. That's, He says, and if a Levite come from any of thy gates out of all Israel, where he sojourned, and come with the desire of his mind unto the place which the Lord shall choose, then he shall minister in the name of the Lord his God, as all his brethren, the Levites, do, which stand there before the Lord. Number 7 is the day of the Lord. Number 7 is that, the chakra system. So then he shall minister in the name of the Lord, his God, and all his brethren, as his brethren and the Levites do, which stand before the Lord. This number 7, in a lot of these places, you're going to stand in that desolate place. This is standing before the Lord. This is going into meditation and making straight the way to the Lord. Because otherwise, you're going in a circle. You're only going to the edge of the land, right to the water's edge, and you're coming back down again. You're going up to the edge and you're coming back down again. This is a circular fashion. This is not how you meet the Lord. This is how you hang on to Father. All right? That's the round and about. Saturn. All right? Make straight the way to the Lord, because this will knock down Saturn on 3, the third chakra. After this chakra, after it goes higher than this, he's gone. The skin's gone. The fleece, which you have to give up, is put to sleep. All right? And they shall have like portions to eat, besides which cometh of the sale of his patrimony. Now, this patrimony is what Father is going to wind up giving to his son, all right, because he's going to give up some land. This is what was so important to Abraham and his wife, is that they didn't have a son to inherit anything that God was going to give to them. So they didn't have a son to even go and get this business for them. He says, I'll take care of that for you. But we're kind of old, like in our 90s. Come on, listen, hang on, all right? The same thing happened with that Zechariah guy, he just didn't believe it. Since you didn't believe my words, you're going to be dumb until your wife has a child. And she hid it. She didn't, and no one knew it. The idea was that, there was something that had to come first. And then the child would come and save you. All right? Everything is put on that child to bring you your inheritance. And so you have to have that in order to do it. And most people on the earth, good 90% of them, we are lacking our soul. We're lacking this messenger. All right? So 8 is usually this portions of eating and stuff like that. They're feeding off ourselves. This is where we have gained so much in our life when we were dead, following the bitch, that this idea was that we've grown so fat. And so, you get a chance to eat and devour this. Remember, this is the idea of devouring the devourer. When John the Baptist eats locusts, he's devouring to devour. You're getting rid of this. It's gone. All right. 9 is a conscious number. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. That means don't act like everybody else. There shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divinations, or an observer of times, which is, looking for futures, or an enchanter, or a witch. Number 11, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. Oh, shit, playing with the dead. On Sundays mornings, when they hold that wafer up and they break it, that's abomination, and it's witchcraft. It's called craft in our Bible. They call it craft. It's a craft because it's creative, all right? But that breaking of the bread is like we're supposed to be, going into meditation. And then the Lord comes in, and then the wine shows up. That's how it goes. That's the way it goes. So here we are, sitting in front of this preacher, this sorcerer, doing this business, trying to bring something down into this. And then what the hell are you eating? What are you bringing into you that you already have in you that you don't need? And it's awful. It's disgusting. Yeah, and I got my fill of it. Yep. I ate a whole mess load of Jesus. My body weight, probably. And that's a lot of wafers. A lot of wafers. All right. He says, God doth drive them out from before thee. That's on 12. Yeah, we want these, because I'm not going to do this anymore. You know, those people at church are dragging me back into hell all the time. It just drives me crazy. And I know they need me terrible. I represented the youth in that church, and I'm 56. You know, the only guy that can jump up on a ladder or change the lights and stuff like that. Damn. You know, and look how I treat them. You know, I still love them. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. And it says here, for these nations which thou shalt possess hearkened unto observers of the times and unto diviners. But as for thee, the Lord thy God hath not suffered thee so to do. The Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken. This is your soul. And it's likened unto me, to Jesus. This way you will hearken. You will listen to this. Just like you're supposed to hearken to my word, to Jesus' word. You're supposed to hearken to this thing's word. You're supposed to listen to this word. You know. Since the Lord God, the Lord number 15, which is the 6th. This is the Kundalini system. And the Lord thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst. Do you understand? All right. Number 7, that's number 16 becomes a 7. So this is the Lord's day, coming back again. According to all that thou desires of the Lord thy God in Oreb in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God, neither let me hear this great fire any more, that I die not. This is number 6 or number 7. This is the day. This is when you're standing before the Lord. This would be like the fire in the tree, and it doesn't consume you. Do you understand? And the Lord said unto me, they have well spoken, and which they have spoken. Now, also up there, the council. That's the 4 and 20. That's the world, God's world, heaven, has come down to earth. The stars of the sky have fallen, of heaven have fallen to earth. That means now you're connected to God. You no longer are separated from a God, from God. You are, it's all in you now. Tabernacle with you now, with man, with you. All right, and I will raise up a prophet from their brethren like unto thee, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. Do you see this is number 18, represents a 9, a conscious mind. He says, I'm going to raise someone up just like me, and you're going to put my words in his mouth. Do you see that? That's why I can't take the responsibility for seeing the spiritual side of our Bible. All I'm doing is a teacher. I teach what I see, what I've been shown, and it's so cool. It's the coolest shit on earth. Why nobody cares? It freaks me out. It freaks me out. And it's the coolest shit on earth. And I can only celebrate with me and 4 other people in the whole world, you know. And everyone else I act a fool in front of, you know. Damn, God works in funny ways. He's got a sense of humor. But I like this number 18. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, from you guys, like unto thee, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. Oh, well, then he's only sending a few people my way. All right. And I'm shouting from the rooftop. Number 19, and it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. That means I got to do it anyways. And it shall come to pass that whoever so will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. Well, you guys don't have to worry about that. Me. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord has not spoken? When the prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord hath not spoken. But the prophet hath spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of him. I'm going to tell you this presumptuously, this business here that, listen to how I tell you, just, whoop, like nothing. He said, don't be afraid of me. Don't be afraid of just how simple this is, And look, I cuss and I do all kinds of stuff, and I'm a big queer, All these things that the Bible says that you can't do, and every one of them, And so, how more? I think that's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. It shows you just how low you can be, But I mean, I ain't low, man. I'm one of the nicest people that I know, And I have been a good dude for a good long time, God ain't gonna just gives his kingdom to everybody. The Bible has the people being really ornery first and then turning into these saints second, But they had the ornery past. And then they sin no more, Because you can't sin anymore. When you're connected to God, with mother hanging out with you, you're no longer in a sinful mind. You're not broken anymore. You're not divided anymore. You're not missing something, and you're brought back whole, So this thing is telling you to listen to me, damn it, Don't be afraid of me, and sit back and learn something, God sent you to see me, to listen to me, to get your God on, So that's what he's saying. If I'm telling you something and it doesn't work, then it's not the right one. I'm telling you this. You go inside, you find God, and you're damn sure going to find him. Those people that love him. I have this thing right now where Tiny, I wanted to talk to my friend Tiny. She's oh, Jesus. Jesus is all about her. She's all about Jesus and that church. It's going to drive her to the death, and it is. She's probably going to be dead within a week or two. She's just so caught up and upset and loved Jesus so much. She's nobody's coming to church. Nobody. Jesus got to come. Jesus got to come. Oh, my God. Because she's the last people to take care of the church, and I've abandoned them. And, they know it. They feel it, They think that, oh, Rick got scared away from the church. No. Well, yeah, it's just, the things I did as a child, I'm not allowed to do anymore. And they tell me this, if I'm not going to do none of that stuff, I'm not going to lose my connection with God. I worked too hard for this, to just give it up and go back to the way things were. That's going backwards. That's crazy. And I just don't think that it's mentally able to do that. I no. You just can't. You just can't. But anyways, I wanted to talk to her. I talked to her like a couple of days when I was there, taking down that last bit of purple. I said, you should give me a couple of hours of your time before you go and run off with your daughter. Her daughter's trying to get her to come and live with her up north. Because she's getting old and failing. But while she's here, I said, I want to go with the Bible, you and I, and we're going to sit down, and I'm going to show you how to meditate. I'm going to teach you how to get some quiet time in your mind. I want to see, and it's not really a trick, but I don't think we could ever shut her mind on, because she's always thinking, but I think I could. I would love to sit down, holding her hands and stuff like that. But then the idea is that you want her to shut off so she can't be touching things. But I want her to experience this Jesus now before she dies. I really do. Oh, she'd be so wonderful. It'd be so wonderful. Ah. All right, anyways, I love you guys. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you can continue to get something out of this. All right? Regardless of where I go, what I do, and who pisses me off and shit like that, I'm your helper. And I love you.